Hey, sweeties. Yes, we are back and we are in full effect. Welcome to season 3 of Tea and Talk, y'all. If you've been rocking it out with me since season 1, you are so appreciated. If this is your first episode, you are so appreciated. Thank you all for listening, sharing, sending me reviews, emails. I appreciate it all so very much. It lets me know that what I'm doing is for something. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. My name is Tafia, and this is Tea and Talk, where the tea is always hot and the talk is always sweet. So a few months ago, season 2 of Tea and Talk ended very abruptly, without much warning or notice, and I felt it only right to explain what was going on during that time. Hey, sweet teas, and welcome to Tea and Talk, a self-development podcast. I'm your host, Tafieastokes. You know, they say a woman is like a cup of tea. You can't tell her strength until you put her in hot water. Well, the water is hot, sis, so let's see your strength. Grab your tea and get comfortable, and join me as I get into it on this episode of Tea and Talk. I was struggling a few months ago, and there was so much happening with my family life, work life, my mental health, that I literally couldn't take it anymore. I sort of went full turtle and got into my shell to continue my healing journey. There were times during those few months I felt like I was all alone, and then that added to the emotional roller coaster I was already on. I just want to let you guys know that I am in a way better place in my life now, and I am back on my self-growth and my self-healing journey. I feel like there was so much coming at me at once that I couldn't navigate it. I fell off for a while with all the growth, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I felt burnt out, like I was doing way too much and needed a new way to do things. I had to take a step back to try to reassemble the puzzle so I was able to see the bigger picture. I'm still trying to find that missing piece, y'all, and I can feel I'm close. I want to apologize for my lack of communication during that time. I promise to be better at communicating with you all and keeping you in the loop of what is going on with Tea and Talk. I feel as though we're family now, right? Also, people learn from people. People learn from experiences and knowledge, which is why I continue to do Tea and Talk. I try to be as transparent as possible so you can learn from my struggles and strengths and sip what you want, spit what you don't. So y'all, burnout is so real, and I need you all to pay attention to your life and flags of burnout so you don't get to the point where I was. Burnout is when your body physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually can no longer adapt to the stress you've been facing. Your body sort of turns against you by giving you signs and hints that what you are going through may indeed be burnout. So you've been trying to do your best, working up-teen hours, cleaning, cooking, caring for the kids, dealing with the world's stress, homeschooling, drinking your water, getting enough sleep, and trying to take care of yourself. You feel as if you are starting to do your daily routines on an autopilot. You go through the motions just to get through the motions. There is little effort you are putting into the day today because it feels useless or maybe even wasteful to you. You are tired and you feel like your cup is running on fumes, but you can't stop because then who will pick up the pieces? Who will make sure things don't fall apart? This guilt that you feel is counterintuitive because while you are worried about the pieces not falling apart, you are actually falling apart. So how do you know when you're burnt out? Emotional numbness. You are a robot of sorts. You feel numb to things that you shouldn't feel numb to. Feels like you have given each and every emotion, and since you have nothing more to give, you can't react. You don't feel like smiling, grimacing, or even crying. You are just there. Almost feel like you are a zombie, living but not alive. I don't even know if that metaphor makes sense, but you know what I mean. A detachment. The things and people you once cared about and the things you put most of your effort and passion into, you try to push away now. You no longer want to be part of those things or those people for that matter. You literally detach from the situations and the people you once considered important. Low creativity. You once used to be able to come up with unique, out-of-the-box ideas for work and home life, and since feeling this way, the creativity has been stifled. This definitely can be said for me. Y'all, as I was planning this season, I felt like I had nothing to talk about. I didn't feel inspired. I didn't feel like I could come up with anything when this is easy peasy stuff to me in the past. It took me months to begin to come up with content I felt you all would appreciate, resonate with, and love. Loss of purpose. You begin to question everything, and one of the things you question is the reason you were put here. And if the things you have been doing have been fulfilling your purpose or pushing you away from it more. I had this moment with my professional life for a second. I didn't know if it was my purpose or if it was a step. You may feel as if you are a hamster running on a wheel to absolutely nowhere. You are going, but somehow you keep ending up in the same spot. This is one of the reasons I don't really like routines. I feel like it gets boring after a while because you're doing the same thing. But when I don't have a routine, I am also less productive. You feel tired, fatigued, and no matter how much sleep you get, you could still stay in bed and sleep longer. You want to nap in the middle of the day, at lunch, for dinner, after waking up. Your body literally says, nah, sis, I'm still drained. You aren't making time for the things you once loved to do. Those things are going by the wayside, and you feel like those things are now on the back burner until you are able to get the essentials done, not realizing that you too are essential. You are unmotivated and don't want to do anything. You feel no matter what you do or how long you do it for, you will still end up in the same position tomorrow. All of your days are running together and you can't remember today from yesterday. There's no spark in your day to help you decipher the days apart from each other. You lose your appetite. Nothing sounds appetizing and you don't want much of anything. You have confusion and brain fog. Your concentration is not what it used to be, and you can't seem to focus on anything. The things you once knew perfectly, you are having trouble recalling now. Your brain was so overpacked with info and emotions that it just kerplunked out. I like that, kerplunked out. Some of these signs are also signs of depression, stress, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. If you feel you aren't burnout, but you're having these same signs, it may be best to talk to your therapist or medical provider for guidance. So, what leads to burnout? Well, doing your best at work and being underappreciated and not acknowledged. You strive to do the best you can to be recognized or even promoted, only to be disappointed when it doesn't happen. Doing too much of something that is not fulfilling for you. This could be your career, your hobbies, your relationships. You are taking energy, putting it into these things, and feeling as if you are drained afterwards. Not making time for yourself or getting enjoyment out of life. This is when your cup begins to run on fumes and you become stuck in a way. You can't smile or laugh because there's nothing left. Not having time to care for yourself in all aspects of your life. You've used your cup and now have nothing left to put back into yourself. Not seeing results as quickly as you want. This can be in your career, relationships, weight loss journey, etc. So what are some tips in dealing with burnout? Well, speak up and ask for help. If you don't tell anyone what you are going through, then no one can offer a hand or a shoulder. Break the cycle and ask for the things that you need. Set boundaries with yourself, and I know I talk about that a lot, but don't take on more than you can handle and don't push yourself too hard or too far. Recognize your limits and listen to your body. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Listen to yourself, your body, and your mind. When you need a nap or a break, take it. Don't feel guilty doing so, because although it may seem as if you are being unproductive, it is actually more productive because your brain, thoughts, and body will be refreshed and therefore better to handle the situation at hand. Begin self-care practices. Burnout is your body's way of telling you that too much of your life is draining and not enough of it is fulfilling. Y'all know this is my absolute favorite thing to talk about. Self-care can be anything that you enjoy, whether it be a walk outside, reading a book, a good cup of tea. Do what is right for you. For reference, I am always expanding my self-care routines. I practice a lot of self-care with my skincare, taking extra care in washing my face and getting facials. I also love massages, which I should be doing more of. I love a good cup of tea, a good book, a good documentary. I love just taking time to put into myself, making myself feel better so that I can show up to the world on 100. Take time for yourself and take care of yourself. Another thing I realized was I was spreading myself too thin. Too many things, people, situations, interests had my attention, and I was trying to do everything all the time. I learned in trying to do everything, I was actually not accomplishing much of anything. I had to begin to prioritize the things that fulfilled me and cut off the split ends of the things that didn't. I had to continue to be consistent with my boundaries and not take in so much of everything. I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to be. Y'all know that I am just trying to be the best version of myself. It takes a lot of unlearning and relearning, and I know each and every day is a step in the right direction. So understand that you don't have to strive for perfection, but listen to the cues and listen to your body and make each day better than the last. Take the time that you need mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually to re-energize, refill, and reflect so that you don't go through feeling burnt out. If you have experienced burnout, I'd love to know what tips and tricks you use to help you reset and heal from the burnout, and what were the causes of your burnout. I will link the Tea and Talk email in the show notes. And I would love to hear from you all as always. And until next time, everyone, there will be a next time. There will be a next time. There will always be a next time. Love and light. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Tea and Talk. Stay tuned every Monday for new episodes. If you love Tea and Talk, be sure to give a rating and your feedback at the end of this episode. Want more Tea and Talk? Join the Tea Party VIP group. Click the link in the description of this episode to learn more. I'm excited to talk to you all next week. So until next time, love and light.